Good evening and welcome to the Unprofessional Professional Sports Show. Yeah, if it says something different on your end, oh well, that's just producing. Anyway, just want to get that out of the way. So, it is between the Championship Sunday, Conference Championship Sunday, and the Super Bowl. So, there's not going to be a lot of football that we talk about. A lot of it's going to be coaching changes, players acting goofy, whatever the case may be. Actually, coaches and teams acting goofy as well. Case in point, the Cleveland Browns. So they hired their coach today, their head coach today, Todd Monken, not today, but yesterday, I believe. And instead of hiring Jim Schwartz, who wanted a job, which is hilarious considering that nobody else wanted a job, but they're going to hire Todd Monken. If they're going to do that, they might have just kept Stefanski. To me, but it's Cleveland. Hey, Cleveland. Good job.
They definitely
yes,
did that.
Yeah. Jim Schwartz kind of doesn't want to be there anymore, and I don't blame him. So, anybody need a defensive coordinator?
He's a pretty good one. I'll tell you that.
Yep.
Yeah, he is. Very good one. But yeah, that's all in the days of our lives called the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I don't have much to say about that. It's a weird hire, and also it goes to show you that there wasn't a lot out there outside of Stefanski and John Harbaugh, and that's saying a lot too. I mean, just those two hires as well. There's no big splash, no big sexy hires. I hate saying that, but I mean, I think everybody gets what I mean when I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just there was just really not much out there. I mean, and we can kind of go stretch to the Rooney Rule and saying, okay, so there's no Flores, there's no other African American coaches out there. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, it's just not really good. The pool of coaches are jobs for coaching. It's just, I mean, the actual guys that are out there, there's just not really anything special that at least that I see. I mean, and this just adds right to that. Todd Monken. I mean, they were 8-9 in Baltimore, and the head coach got fired. So, and they didn't retain him in Baltimore or made him the coach, but yet he goes to the Browns. Yikes.
I mean, that's the Browns. Like, if you could mess up a situation, that's the organization that is going to go out of their way to do. I mean, that's a weird spot.
Keith, is that you?
I didn't realize it was that kind of crew. Man.
Hey, whatever floats your boat.
Literally.
It is the Unprofessional Professional Sports Show. So there you go.
Kicking it off early.
Why not? All right. So, on the other take of that too, Cleveland is giving us all kinds of things to talk about in the news because, well, they're Cleveland. Shedeur Sanders got put in the Pro Bowl because Trevor Lawrence bowed out. That one is a head scratcher for me, but hey, you got to vote for him. People got to vote for people in the Pro Bowl, so they voted for him. It's not like they went by professional standards and they said, "Oh, well, he did this and this and this." Obviously, compared to Trevor Lawrence, yeah.
So the thing that's crazy is even if you take Shedeur out of this, right? This is where the Pro Bowl is headed, right? Because now you have guys like Lawrence. He's not hurt. He just doesn't want to play. Josh Allen isn't going to play. I mean, half of the AFC isn't going to play, which is how you end up with a guy like Shedeur getting in there. Because obviously, looking at the screen there, the numbers don't say Pro Bowler anywhere, right? He's not even the worst Pro Bowler to get in there. If you remember 3 years ago, Huntley got in there only 5 total games and throwing for 600 yards, had a negative touchdown to interception ratio like Shedeur here. And you're just like, are we really to the point? Have they destroyed the product so much? And the answer is obviously yes. But but have they destroyed the product so much that you're getting this in what's supposed to be an all-star game, and then this can't even possibly go into the conversation of people's Hall of Fame considerations anymore, right? I mean, you're like, oh, I got selected to 10 Pro Bowls. It's like, yeah, I mean, what does that even mean anymore? Like, it used to actually mean something. Like, people, guys wanted to go play for that. Like, they were going to go hit people. They're playing tough. Like, Pro Bowl mattered, right? It was an all-star game, and people wanted to go prove why they were an all-star. Then it started to evolve into nobody really played defense. It's kind of two-hand touch-ish almost. They move it out of Hawaii and before the Super Bowl. So now half of your best players that were on Super Bowl teams can't even participate. And you just keep watering down the talent pool from that season. And now you're to the point where you have a guy with losing records, barely, literally made exactly 200 yards a game. And that's with beating up on a Titans team that couldn't stop anything. I mean, why even have the Pro Bowl at this point?
Yeah, which leads to the next question. Yeah, I mean, we mentioned this off there too. It's about the death of the Pro Bowl. This is just not. Yeah, this is one of the signs that's telling you that time is near. Should just be a asterisk at the end of the season, basically. So
I think it's a sad state of affairs when that happens because, again, we can go back to some Pro Bowls that were just elite. You watch elite players offensively and defensively just go at it because there was a big difference when guys actually played for $50,000 versus $25,000. And that money meant something to those guys. Some of those guys were, in like 6-figure contracts. The $25,000 and $50,000 went a long way. And so you competed to try to get that money and do something with it, I remember Shannon Sharp said, I think he made like 100 or a 6-figure income. It was like maybe $200,000, and he had a bonus during the regular season outside of the Pro Bowl. But he had a bonus that he wanted to meet. Oh, he had an interview with John Elway, and he told him that he had just one pass he wanted to throw to him in the game, and he didn't get it. And he didn't get that $100,000 bonus, and that $100,000 bonus was on top of maybe a contract a year where he was making like $200,000, And so, like, wow, and it meant something. You could tell those guys were really playing for something. And now, guys like you said, Trevor Lawrence just made what's going on. A-Train, Trevor Lawrence made a business decision, to not play at all just because he didn't want to. He wasn't hurt or anything. That's just changed the whole. And I get it. It's flag football too. So to not want to play, who cares? I guess,
So yeah, I think I'm gonna end my Cleveland on that one.
Thanks, B. I'm depressed.
Yeah. Well, if you're a Cleveland fan, I would. Yeah.
Yeah, I keep
sorry for
waiting to hear back from my buddy Bobby G, who is a big Browns fan. I have not seen him on any socials over the last couple of
Do you blame him? Yeah.
No, not even a little bit.
So just going over some of the hires over the week since last Wednesday, I guess. Joe Brady hired as Bills head coach. Everybody kind of figured that was going to happen. The Broncos fire OC Joe Lombardi. Lombardi just can't solidify a job anywhere. He's not living up to his grandpa's name. Anyway, Brian DeBall takes the Titans offensive coordinator job. I think that's pretty good, actually. I think that's pretty good hire. Pretty good hire.
You place Cam Ward in the mold of a Josh Allen. They do the RPO, they run, he can throw. I mean, so I think that's going to be a great relationship there. And of course, he'll probably have full reins because you got a defensive head coach, so he won't have any interruptions from Robert Salah, in that offense. So that should be really good for Brian Daboll.
The main takeaway that I have from Daboll and McDaniel, those guys taking coordinator positions, is it lets you know how unattractive the Bills' job is.
Yeah.
When they're like, hey, you know what? I'm not even going to come in for the interview. I thought I was going to, but let me just go ahead and rescind my name. I'm going to go be a coordinator rather than get head coach money. And that lets you know that front office is a mess.
It's got to be. It really has to be. I mean, with the owner getting out in front and saying everything he said is, like I mentioned before, I mean, he and R. Kelly must have the same publicist because somebody didn't shut his mouth up right away. I'm like, come on, man, you can't just say that. You really probably just ruined a relationship with Keon Coleman, and to say to roll that guy under the bus like he mentioned like several times, it's just disgraceful.
So, in fact, that soundbite right there in the middle, it says lies in Buffalo.
Gotcha.
That is
when I went to bed that night, I was like, it's Keon unless someone just blows us away. We didn't feel anything was attractive enough for us to pass up on Keon.
Yeah, I mean, can I interrupt? I'll address the Keon situation. The coaching staff pushed to draft Keon. I'm not saying Brandon wouldn't have drafted him, but he wasn't his next choice. That was Brandon being a team player and taking advice of his coaching staff, who felt strongly about the player.
So, I mean, I guess we're forgetting that video exists, but
again,
I sort of get the barbecue and the coach, right? Because we've all worked at jobs where someone got fired and then everything that ever happened was that guy's fault, right? Because you're blaming it on whoever just left. You're really going to go on national TV and destroy a guy on your roster. It's not like it's like, oh, this player's out. He is part of your team. Like, what are we doing?
Is he senile? He kind of give a little glimpse of like, the lights are on upstairs, but there's nobody at home.
And how does Bean not be like, oh no, I did like the kid. Like, how did he not step up there? Because again, we have video of you saying, hey, he's our guy. I liked him. I didn't see anybody. Like, what are we doing? So
maybe he has naked photos of Bean. So I mean, he couldn't say anything.
Well, that is his boss ultimately. So I mean, that's like kind of
and he got
speaking
promoted
out against your boss. Yeah, that's true.
But that's the thing is you just got promoted. If you ever had latitude to say something and not get fired, it was probably in that moment.
Nah, let's go back to the footage and see if that nose got a shade of brown on it somewhere.
You're not going to be promoted and fired the next day. The odds are low, right? So, because then the owner looks like he doesn't know what he's doing. So if you were ever going to be like, no, I did like the kid, because again, he's on your roster. How about you don't just like absolutely kill one of your guys?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, or you made a coach look bad, and the departing coach look bad in that situation. Like, I liked the guy, but Sean didn't, and obviously that was apparent during the course of this season because he was sitting on the bench as a healthy scratch a lot of times. There you go. That's how you do it,
right?
Publicist 101. I guess I don't know what's going on.
If you're Keon, you got to be calling your agent.
I'm out.
Like, hey, like, get me out of here.
Right. I'm out.
Whatever it takes, like, get me out of here. They don't want me here. It probably won't take much to get me. Like, let's do the thing.
And
I love it.
I didn't think any of this was going on there. I mean, they looked like they were just front runners to just be contending for Super Bowls for the next few years, and just like, what the hell?
One press conference blows everything up.
I was like, why did he get fired? I mean, man, they're in the running here.
Yeah, it was pretty funny after that whole press conference went on, how many analysts got on there about, landing spots for Keon Coleman. I was like, wow. Anyways, no time.
Well, not only that, but if you're one of those teams, you're not offering him anything. You're like, oh, I'll give you a fifth for him, right? Like you already said you don't want him there.
Right.
He doesn't want to be there. You have no negotiating power.
Just lowball them.
Fifth of liquor. That's a fifth of liquor, not a fifth round pick. That's a fifth of liquor.
Exactly. And like in a plastic bottle from the bottom shelf.
Oh my God.
Might even say Mad Dog or something on it.
Something like that, yeah. You get what you get. You get what you get. So trade him to Chicago. Yeah. I
I don't think he'd be bad in Chicago.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be bad in Chicago. No. I think he'd be all right in Chicago.
If you were to give him like wide receiver 3 type of stuff, he could be great. He's not your wide receiver 1, at least not today. Right?
Correct.
Maybe he could evolve into it. Who knows? But as he sits today, if you had him as a wide receiver 3, he's absolutely going to destroy a nickel corner.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
At least on 99% of the teams.
Yep. And we got the speaking of Cleveland's and Buffalo and everybody else that's having problems with their coaching hires here. The Jets are cleaning the house. They let go of OC Tanner Ekstrad, and they hired Brian Duker as DC. Duker spent the last 2 seasons as the Dolphins passing and secondary coach. So,
yeah, but if I remember right, he was with Aaron Glenn in Detroit at one time, right?
Duker? I don't remember his name.
I thought
He's one of the
he
coordinators.
I thought he was with Glenn at some point. I could be wrong.
I gotta check that out. Yeah, he might have been. I don't know. I don't remember that name though. Jets reached out to John Gruden for an assistant position, but of course he turned it down because he wants to be a head coach, not an assistant. So yeah.
And he probably just turned down the Jets job. So.
Right, Jets. Yeah. Oh, Jets? No.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Nah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Devontae Jones was the Vikings defensive passing coordinator, is now the DC of the Commanders.
Okay.
All right. Well, I mean, I guess that's a decent hire considering he was learning under Flores. So we'll give him credit for that. Other than that, that is your coaching news as of right now. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Las Vegas still doesn't have a coach.
Yeah.
Neither does the Cardinals.
Neither like the Cardinals is a really just not enticing job. What's up, Stevo? That one's going to be a tough one to fill because they don't really have anything to sell that job with. The Raiders, them having struggles getting people is a little bit interesting because there are some things on that roster that are nice. They have the most amount of money, free agent or cap space wise. They got the number 1 pick. It seems like that would have been an easier path. The only thing I can think of is they are holding out for a guy like Kubiak, where they can't talk to him until after the Super Bowl. Because otherwise, like, why wouldn't you be actively hitting somebody? Because you have so many pieces. You're in a tough division, obviously, but that would probably not be great, but interesting. Certainly for a show like this would be great. I don't know if that equals wins so much, but
Well, I really don't understand the whole thing with the Cardinals either. They do have some pieces there. I mean, they have the same issue that Atlanta kind of has with the quarterback situation. But other than that, I think they have pretty good pieces around him. So I'm not understanding that whole coaching search either.
yeah, it makes you think there's some other stuff with Kyler going on, right? Like, I mean, he's always kind of had a little bit of a aloof attitude when it comes to actually playing football. So if you're a potential coach, right, and you're looking at that quarterback situation, he's owed a lot of money. So he's your presumptive starter. But if you don't have a system that uses what we've seen essentially is a gadgety quarterback, right? Because I mean, he doesn't throw particularly well from the pocket. He's got to scramble around. If that's not the kind of offense that you design, that'd be a tough situation to want to walk into, because you're going into a situation where you can't really make a quarterback change, at least not this year, just based on how expensive the quarterback you have. The quarterback draft isn't deep, right? You only got a couple of guys that are good. One of them ended up coming back to school. So I don't know. It's just not that attractive of a job, which that one not having somebody filling it makes sense. The Raiders, I really think it's somebody in the Super Bowl that they're really targeting.
My question about the Raiders is, will they ever find relevance again? I mean, Al Davis is gone. Just win, baby. The idea of that it's gone. And I don't know. This is another organization. This seems like the Cleveland of Las Vegas. I mean, they're just dysfunctional as well. And you had a guy like Pete Carroll that came in there, and I'm thinking he's going to change things around because he had some pieces there, and it just went to shit. Excuse me. I don't know if that's going to affect us or not, but
free speech.
Yes, it just felt like it. I mean, it's just wow. I really had high hopes for Pete Carroll coming in there and changing things around, but if he can't come in there and do things, I mean, what are they going to do? I mean, I just don't see any hope of success at any mediocre level. They're just going to be reaching in the grab bag for top 5 every year. Seems like.
Yeah, I really didn't get how the Raiders somehow, with Pete and Gino and all these guys, how they somehow got worse than Pierce and O'Connell. And like, when you saw that team, you're like, yeah, I feel like that's just not going to be the deal. And then they go get Carroll and stuff, and you're like, okay, here we go. And somehow the wheels just fell off. So if we're looking at this as like a real rebuild, then moving on from Pete made a lot of sense, right? Because he's 74. If this is going to take 3-4 years to fully turn it around, then he's 78 at that point. Like, that's probably not the deal. So I got why they would move off there. But I mean, you're not even really hearing about them interviewing a lot of people. So they either have their person like pretty well locked in, or they just really don't know what they're doing.
That's what happened with the Saints and Kellen Moore. It was a verbal agreement, and like you said, they really can't speak with anybody, but they kind of knew. And so, and I'm glad, I'll be honest with you, as a Saints fan, I'm glad they were able to get him last year, because if he came out this year, they would be probably vying for his services with competition. Everybody, it'd be hard to get him.
Yeah. No, and this is why I think the Raiders are going after somebody like Kubiak or something like that.
I think Kubiak is a guy. To tell you the truth.
Probably. I don't think he actually interviewed there. He had 3 interviews during the bye week of the playoffs, but the Raiders weren't one of them.
I think Atlanta was one, and they went with
yeah.
They ended up going with Stefanski.
He talked with Atlanta, Baltimore, and Tennessee. I actually thought Baltimore was going to go after him. Like, legit. I thought he was legitimately going to be their guy, because that would have been a nice fit for their offensive unit.
Yep. Right?
Because he's a really smart offensive guy. I think he would have been able to get a little more out of the offense there in Baltimore than what John was getting towards the end here. But as a Seahawks fan, glad he didn't go.
Maybe he stays with the Seahawks.
But there's still
what's out there.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
Well,
it's possible. It's possible, because those are the only 2 tops left, right?
Yeah, just Arizona and Vegas. I mean, I could see, Yeah, that could be one. Yeah, let's not do that. I can see that possibly that, yes, they're waiting for the whole Super Bowl thing for Kubiak, and Tom Brady's going to make a push for him.
Yeah,
Because they're
see,
going to put that guy out in the front and say, hey, Tom, go get that guy.
that would be the only one that makes sense because I don't see him going to Arizona.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, we still got to win it there, Rob. let's not cash that check until it's actually written. Don't get me wrong. I think they beat the Patriots, but
I don't even know why Robert's coming after the Lions. I mean,
it's just because you're on the show. That's all.
By the way, good luck though.
You cashed it and spent it. Yeah. It's funny. For me, I do not celebrate a win until I see zeros. That's it. If I don't see 3 zeros on the clock, and the reason for that, if there was ever a game that should stick out in your mind, it is the last 4 minutes of the NFC Championship game between Seattle and Green Bay. They were up 3 scores with 4 minutes to go against a Seattle team that couldn't move the ball and lose in overtime.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, if you talk to Rodgers, that is the game that he says hurts him the most through his whole career. So, which, obviously I enjoyed that. But
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Russell Wilson was one of his famous moon balls. I mean, that game, I really thought they were going to lose that game too, but I was pulling for the Seahawks. And wow. Almost as great of a comeback as the Super Bowl of Atlanta losing to the Patriots.
yeah, see, I hope you're right, but I think this game is probably going to be a little better than you're giving them credit for. I think Seattle wins, but I don't see them being up 40.
No.
Yeah, I don't see that either, especially with two tremendous defensive teams. And New England's been getting better defensively all through the playoffs. So,
yeah.
I mean, and they played against some of the top defenses as well. The offense has. So, this is going to be nothing for them, basically. I mean, not that Seattle's not a great defense. That's not what I'm saying. But they've seen everything as far as defenses being thrown at them. So
this will be probably their better offense they've played, though.
yes, it would definitely be the better offense. That's for sure. So that takes me away from the coaching carousel there. Bo, do you have anything else? I see you got a couple of these tickers down here that we can throw.
So
I'm really interested in this Michael Irvin one, but
we definitely have to do the Irvin one, but let's do the Brandon Ayuk one first. So this is how you know your time is done, because now you have your GM essentially saying this didn't work.
Plan for Brandon Ayuk, and do you envision a scenario in which he's on this team next year? If so, what would that look like?
Yeah. The plan in terms of the transaction, that will come in due time. I think it's safe to say that he's played his last snap with the Niners. It's unfortunate. Situation that just went awry, and I will look long and hard at what could have been done differently, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. And I think that this was a case where that happened.
Oh, was there more to that?
No, that was it. So the thing that is just crazy to me is the fact that he couldn't show up to meetings to just get his paycheck. Like, that's wild. I mean, you're injured. You don't have to really practice. They want you in the meetings. They want you participating, right? To whatever degree that means. To collect like $30 million. I would have showed up for free lunch. Like,
right. But that's all you got to do.
I mean, right? Like, it's not like he could play. He'd been injured, right? And all they wanted him to do was show up. Couldn't even manage that. Why even sign the deal that you signed? Like if you're that disgruntled about how the process went to get signed, why even sign that deal?
Something has to be psychologically off. This is what I thought initially because, and anyone, and this is my opinion. I'm not saying the man's off his rockers, but what I am saying is no one turns down $27 million. You don't turn down $27 million, especially when you earned it. You signed a contract for it. I'm not going to I'm going to read every stipulation that would be on the dotted lines that says, this is what will happen if you don't do such and such. If you don't do this, this is the bottom line regarding your money, your guarantees, mind you, not stuff that we don't promise you, but we're talking about the money that you will make if you just show up. Something's off. Something's off with that. The average person who doesn't have a degree, who's not a fifth grader, who has a third grade education will say, I want to get that money.
Well,
I will tap dance all the way down to the practice and everything and collect my check. I'm sorry. Something's off. Something's off there. And John was very classy with how he handled that, he didn't put him down. He just said, it's just the relationship is over. And something's clearly, and the way he said it, it's strange to him. And also Shanahan said the same thing. It was strange to him as well. That's how that went down. So to me, I got to look at everything and say, this has to be mental. This has to be something mental, because the average person would not do that.
They even gave him more grace than that, because it's not like he just didn't show up and they just upheld the contract. They actually said, hey, per your contract, you got to show up to this. So just start showing up to this. Right. So they were even not even worried about all the stuff he'd already missed. They're just like, hey, we need you to actually come and be part of the team and whatever. So even to your point, your fifth grade, third grade self, you've already just blown off a bunch of it that they could have gone after you, and they were still trying to give you your money for then you to continue to flake out on it. That's wild to me.
It's like, here, take it.
Right? He's just,
and he was like, no.
And he's punching that plate to the floor. He's just like, no.
Even players are looking for him and trying to do wellness check. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
Something's absolutely wrong. If you're not contacting his actual friends, he's okay. So, I don't know. Maybe there's some level of depression or something going on, but I'm sorry, man. Yeah, is it schizophrenia? Because I don't know. I'm not turning on the money. I'm sorry. It's just not. There's no way.
Where is his gold digger friends that are like, dude, you should go to work today?
Or even that, his real friends, his friends that his real friends out there that say, look, you dummy, go to work, get your paycheck. What are you, an idiot?
Right?
Those are real friends. Those are ones that are going to tell you to get off your butt and go get your check. He didn't have Jerry Maguire as an agent. That's the problem.
Even your fake friends are going to tell you to go get that money because they want some money.
Right. I need a loan, man.
Right.
But he's not Rod Tidwell. Rod Tidwell says, show me the money. This dude saying, keep your money. Keep your money.
Have it back. You can have it back.
And Rob, someone taking a flyer on him, that's a tough ask. It's going to be a dysfunctional place. It'll be the Jets, the Browns. It'll be one of those organizations that are like, I take that back. Why not the Steelers? They just
the receivers are their favorite things. Yeah.
Oh, the Raiders too.
Although they don't have Tomlin now.
That's true.
That might be a different story on the wide receiver situation.
I take that back. McCarthy wouldn't want any part of that.
Yeah, he wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah,
Cleveland and the Jets. I don't know if AG would want that either, though. That's another thing. He's got enough problems going on there. So
it might just be the Browns. Because I don't see the Raiders doing it. I don't see the Raiders doing that, especially if they get a competent coach in there. But the Browns could do it. The Bills obviously could be a thing.
Yeah. What about Arizona?
No, I mean, they can't even use Harrison Jr.
Wow.
Can't even use himself. He's got to learn how to catch first. But anyway,
Oh,
that's besides the point.
That's a Michigan
Wow.
thing in there for you. Anybody out there that don't know, that was a Michigan.
No, that's not true. Because I love
Harrison
JSN.
ball, sir.
I love JSN. JSN is a really good receiver, man. He's
Yes.
awesome receiver, and he's.
I don't know
from
what's going on with Harrison, but Harrison can catch the ball. Come on.
No, Harrison
Yeah.
fine. Remember,
Well, at the end of the season,
Kyler Murray said it wasn't his job to get him the ball. Now, I feel like that is a direct job of the quarterback.
he's just mad because he won't be on this Call of Duty. Anyway,
Yes, there you go.
I mean,
You
they
beat
just
me
need
to the
to hide the playbook in one of the side quests. That's all.
goofy,
Uh,
just goofy. Yeah, Brandon Ayuk. I don't know if he's ruined himself for everybody else. As a matter of fact, there's some things that you just do, and because it's social media, you got so much more focus on you. Just like we're talking about Buffalo and the reason why nobody wants to go there to be a head coach. Well, Brady obviously was there already, so that was an easy fix. But it's just the fact that when you do certain things in front of people and it goes all over social media, and especially him not coming to practice and stuff like that, or coming to meetings and stuff like that, Brandon, that is. I mean, you're not going to be wanted. Nobody wants that stuff.
well, and people act like these GMs don't talk. There's 32 of them. Of course they talk, right? So there's no doubt in my mind John Lynch has gotten some phone calls like, hey, like how much of a head case is this guy really? And when you think about it, if John Lynch can't get him in line, he's one of the better GMs in the league. You think these other guys are looking at this and be like, okay, this is a super stable franchise. They're in the NFC Championship game all the time. They can't get him to show up. We have a little bit of a goofy ownership group where it's like, yeah, he's probably not our guy, right? Like in one of the most stable locations, he can't show up. Do you think these dysfunctional ones are going to have an easier time? Probably not. I mean, he was already wide receiver 1 and he wasn't happy with that. There's not a further level.
Right. And I'll go out and say this to wherever you are, Brandon Ayuk. You don't know me, and I'm just a lowly podcaster with my fellow podcasters here. I wish you well, man. And if there's anything going on that might be affecting your health, whether it be mental, physical, whatever it may be, I wish you well, and I hope you get better. Because at the end of the day, I mean, money isn't everything, but it's something. Especially if it's $27 million on the account.
When you give it a God-gifted, athleticism that you are, and you were fortunate of getting to the NFL.
Yes. And so I wish you the best, and I hope if you need to recover, I hope you get that recovery, whatever it may be.
I mean, I look at it this way, right? I know money can't buy happiness. It can't buy you everything. But if I'm going to be depressed and cry, I'd rather do it in my Cadillac than a Pinto.
I be loved.
Come to an interview. That's right, Rob.
That's right. Come do an interview.
Come do an interview. So you can tell us and you can have an exclusive on you. Don't care who it is. Bo, me, I don't care. James. You can go over to James and talk to him.
Oh,
Let's
no,
do
I don't know about that, sir.
Well, you are in the medical field now. I'm just
Yes, safely.
So let's switch over to this Michael Irvin thing.
Oh, so
Let's go.
before you push play on this, right? Everybody's been talking about, speculating that he was strung out during this playoff run. And to be fair, he did kind of look like it doing just some goofy stuff on those sidelines, right? So, but it got enough traction. He actually responds to it. And the way he responds to it doesn't really sound like he wouldn't do it. Good.
Wait. First of all, y'all know damn well Coke don't last 5 hours. Y'all know damn well Coke don't last 5 hours. And I had partaking in 20 years. But if you got some 5-hour stuff, let me know. That's just what I'm saying, man. Like, stop it. Like, stop saying this stuff. You know what I mean? You've been looking at me for the last 5 hours. Hey, there's no way I can do something on this sideline.
Only Mike can
Only Mike.
make
You
that.
Our stuff, let me know. I believe they call that meth, actually.
Yes.
No,
Which he could have moved up a ladder on that one. You never know.
I just think Mike is just super. That's just been his personality all his life, and it just gets amplified when he's been on his funny stuff there. But I think that's, again, hold on. What people not realizing is that Miami hadn't been in this position in a long time.
Yeah.
So I can see him acting out like this and just excited. I mean, he's not getting it from Dallas, so he's got to get it from somewhere. Shout out to Mike Tipton. I mean, so
I love the cowboy stray just thrown in there.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I just think he's just out there having a great time, man. I mean, it was a great story. I mean, no one expected Miami to get to where they were.
Oh,
I mean, I didn't. He could say he did. I mean, come on, yeah.
No. Obviously he did. How do you think he bought a new cruise? Like, he had money on him.
Well, whatever he did in that locker room at halftime in the Miami Indiana game, it lit some fire under Miami for at least a quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, they came out, they scored. I said, that's why I told everybody, I said, yeah, it's 10-0. If they don't score when Indiana had a chance to score, they don't score. It could be anybody's game because you never know what's going to happen in the next half. Miami might come out. Sure enough, they came out. So, I mean, whatever he did, I know he went in that locker room and gave him hell.
He is a fiery, charismatic dude. I mean, I don't think people would realize if you go watch some of those sideline antics. I mean, when he was a Cowboy, man, he lighted the people and everything. Mike was really that guy. He was. I mean, and they were about. I mean, and they called him a playmaker for a reason. He didn't. They ran the ball most of the time, and still he was a legit playmaker. And it's just what it is, man. I think if he was on a pass-happy offense, Mike's numbers would be astronomical. That's just how good he was of a wide receiver. So, and his personality matched it.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Cool.
It was just funny because there was so much talk about him being strung out.
Yeah.
And you're watching it and you're like, I mean, we've all known some people that were into a bump here and there that did some goofy stuff. It looked oddly familiar on camera, and so I just thought it was funny that it gained enough traction that he decided he had to say something about it. But his approach to it was just like, so basically, if a camera wasn't trained on you on the sideline, you're saying there was a chance.
That BTA to the to the what was it? What was he beat? What was he whipping? Was it the Gatorade?
Yeah.
No, yeah, that was a little strange, but
Well, he did it multiple times. See, that's the thing. That's
With
why
the jersey on it, though. Wasn't it with the Ole Miss jersey on it, though?
yeah.
He did it in multiple games. One of them, he actually just did the wall. So, I mean, like, he did it through the playoff run. And so that's why people were like, you might be a little sauced up here, man. Like,
Well, I know that, like I said, when we're doing the championship game, we're watching a championship game that night. The chats were flowing from everybody's chats, all of our chats, and that was like, oh, let's coked up Michael Irvin go into the locker room and.
yep.
So I mean, and James is right. He's just a very charismatic guy. He's been like that, since his days in Miami. Who knows? Even in high school football, he's probably the same way. But he's just got that bad knock on him for that little time he had with the coke. So,
I mean,
well, he said 20
times with the coke.
It ain't no little time. He had it for a long
some
time.
of them times for.
he said it was only 20 years ago. Like, that means he was playing stuff for a while.
Right. It's only 20 years ago. I'm counting.
That put you through the playing days.
Oh, without a doubt.
Into the next century.
Yeah.
And the White House.
Right. The nose happy White House, yeah. All right. So the next weird thing that's happened, although Bo gave me a little bit enlightening on that. Well, I mean, it's probably because of the whole situation, but Bill Belichick falls short of the Hall of Fame balloting. Yeah. And 40 votes get him in there, and he fell short of that. One of the outlooks of the whole situation was Bill Poland said to wait a year because of Inflategate and Spygate. Bo said it was probably due to the media because he was being a dick to the media a lot of times.
Yeah, I mean, so that's the thing is this is all about, the media votes this in, right? And well,
Yeah.
The media puts this stuff in, right? So when you're a jerk to the media, you get the situations like T.O., right? They kept him out, not because the stats didn't say he should be there, because he was a first ballot Hall of Famer. If you look at the numbers, no question, right? But the media didn't like him. He wasn't great with them a lot of the time. They held him out. Belichick, very similar, never really had a ton of. It's fun to say that, but Brady's not going to have to wait. Pretty sure he was on that team too. So, but when you look at Bill's resume here, you cut it in half, it's still a Hall of Fame career twice, right? So, I mean, this was legitimately just retaliatory for him kind of being a jerk to the media. And then it was probably spearheaded by Pullen because obviously the Colts.
He was their rival. Come on.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah. And again, Bill Polian, I have much admiration and respect for him as a GM. Bills, Colts, he deserves every accolade that he gets, but he comes across sometimes as a dude that could be very spiteful and boneheaded. I mean, when I said bonehead, I mean like he's someone who's like stubborn. He'll if he says something and he could be completely wrong, he'll stick with it no matter what. Like the Lamar Jackson tape, And so, with that said, this is wrong. They got this completely wrong. This guy, not only could he go in as a head coach, he can go in as a GM as well.
Hey,
that's so messed up.
Possibly. But I mean, the thing is, these writers, man, I mean, they're human. So, like you said, Bo, the media, these guys can hold grudges, and that's to me, that's a terrible thing. That's a terrible thing to not be fair and impartial. Judge him for what he's done on the field. What he's done on the field, like you said, T.O. There's no way T.O. should not have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. It's just clear as day. Jack will disagree with me totally because he said he was a locker room cancer. F that, man. I'm sorry. There's plenty of guys that are in the Hall of Fame. Teammates can't stand them. Yep. They hate him. Yep. They're not a good guy. But the talent was there. It was just you just gotta. That's what you gotta. That's what we saw as fans. I mean, you can't deny that. I mean, the man won 6 Super Bowls. That's just first ballot worthy. You can't take that away. I can see if he had one in Deflategate. I mean, Spygate and all this other stuff, man. But 6? Come on, man. He should definitely be first ballot. He got robbed.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you think, he's got the 6 rings, right? So even if you want to say that was all Brady, whatever, he's also 3rd all time in wins, right? So I mean, you got to coach a complete team for that.
And Brady wasn't Brady that was winning the games in the first couple of championships.
No,
that was Vinatieri and that defense.
Yeah,
and Brady managed the game. Come on, it's just and who's a great defensive coordinator who runs the defense pretty much?
Bill.
Yes, of course. Exactly. LT. I watched All That Smoke with LT's interview today. It's funny we're talking about this. I watched it today, and he said, "You're hiring that guy as your defensive coordinator? He was a special teams coach." And Bill Parcells said, "You know what? The defense that you've been playing in, all has been designed by him." And he's like, "What?" He said, "Yes, this guy is the reason I put him as defensive coordinator, because he's the one that's been designing your defense that you've been playing in." So I mean, it's just, come on, it's BS, total BS.
Yep. And Rob, they do not. They get to stay anonymous, which is how bullshit like this happens.
Mhm. and let me ask a question too, because it's off of that. Do we need to change the way? Do we need to change sports writers from voting for Hall of Fame? Maybe the peers, maybe.
Right. So basically, they only get to do it 5 years after they're done writing for whatever publication. Right. So they get to keep their voting rights for 5 years after they leave whatever. Right. Which is why most of them say what publication they're with. And then there will be some that say at large or whatever. And that's because they're not currently with a publication, but they keep their eligibility for up to 5 years. That being said,
I think it should be secret though, because I mean, you do have some of these hardcore fans probably sending death threats and all kind of other dumb stuff. I wouldn't. I mean, I would definitely want to keep it secret.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's if you're okay with having your name out there as a voter, like if it goes down as a loss, they give you how many voted you down. So they're probably getting those threats anyway. They're like, I know it was you, right? Especially when you have guys that are like, I don't even remember who I voted for. Like, come on, shut up. Like, first off, if you do that, it's an obvious no, right?
the whole thing about the Hall of Fame, though, I would feel that you would want to have peers that voted for the Hall of Fame instead of sports writers who never played the game. Yeah, you can write the sports and do all that, but and you may be in a locker room with some of this stuff. That's okay and true. That's fine. However, you don't know exactly if you're holding that kind of a grudge against a player because they didn't know how to talk to the media. Well, then that's out of pocket there. You can't do that. I just don't like that.
Let's not pretend that there's some jerk players that other players would hold out also.
Right. I agree with that. I totally agree with that. But at the same time,
but at least I would respect that. Then I would respect a sports journalist to do that. You know, I'm not putting down sports journalists. I'm not saying that. We are what we are, but
supposed to be unbiased.
Right.
Like that is the job. Like one of the things that we're told going into the stadium is you cannot root for your team. Like you got to be unbiased sitting there. You can't be up in the press booth being like, "Yay!" You know, you can't do that.
Right.
Yeah, this is a good point. It's not a presidential election. It's a Hall of Fame vote. Come on.
No, and that's why I think there should be some accountability to it. Like if you're voting a guy down, then say, "Hey, I voted him down, and this is why."
And of course, they're not going to say down because it doesn't make any sense for a guy like this to not be first ballot.
Exactly. But what I think that would do is that would have eliminated a lot of those, spiteful no's, because you would then have to come out and be like, well, this is why I voted him down. Because it clearly isn't going to be for the resume.
Right. Yeah.
You're like, oh, you know what? His time before the Patriots, that's why I blocked him.
What?
and that's still ludicrous.
No, that's what I'm saying is it would have to be something totally asinine like that.
Yeah,
it wouldn't make any sense. But when it's completely anonymous, and if it's a presidential election, sure, I get it. You need it to be anonymous. Cool. This is the Hall of Fame. If you're going to just be holding someone out for no reason, then you're a writer. Come up with a reason why you held him out. Right?
Yeah, I like the accountability. Yeah, I like what you're saying with the accountability. If you're going to vote somebody out, at least have some general thing, the reason why you did it.
I would have loved to hear the rationale behind not voting in Gary Sheffield. Amazing baseball player. Just missed his eligibility, right? The last year of his eligibility was this last time through. You can't look at his resume and tell me he wasn't a Hall of Famer. Now, he was a jerk.
Mm-hmm.
And he was specifically to the media a lot. I feel like there's a theme here.
Now, I would respect it if they would come out and say, well, you know what? He was a jerk to the media, so screw him. We're not going to let him come in this year. We'll let him come in next year. I would respect that. I would respect that.
Right?
But you just being anonymous and being a chicken and can't come out and say the reason why, a legitimate reason why you didn't get this man into the Hall of Fame when he outright deserves this. This is like one of the Hall of Fame.
So at least there was one guy.
There's no window for Gary anymore.
He'll have to get in, and the old guy.
Like senior, yeah.
So there was one because all of these things are always anonymous, but you kind of know who's in the voting. And when Shaq won his MVP, there was one voter that voted no. And then he came out years later and admitted to the fact that I just didn't want him to be a unanimous MVP. Okay. You're a douche, but fair enough. Like
years later, though.
Man, just take a stamp with the word douche and put it on his forehead.
Right?
Oh
time, at least he came out and you're just like, okay, well, I mean, I like it. It's kind of, dumb, but cool, I guess. Like,
it was funny. Media sources have to have credentials to some credentials to formulate their media presence. They got to go out there. Somebody's got to be credible. You got to have credible sources. But yet they're not going to come out there and say, "Oh, I didn't vote for him because he was a dick to the media." Well, I mean, no, quit being a chicken shit. Go out there and tell the people why you didn't vote for this guy.
Own it. Like, that's the thing. If you're one of these few people that actually gets the vote, just own it. Be like, hey, you know what? I didn't like the way he treated the media. Maybe it was something personal. Be like, hey, he was a jerk to me every time I asked him a question or whatever. I'll be like, okay, I mean, kind of a dumb reason to keep a guy out, but at the same time, fair enough.
It's honest. Right.
I don't know.
It is what it is.
I find the lack of accountability and stuff like that ridiculous.
Right.
It's really in a forefront now because accountability seems like something that's in a forefront of our society. That people don't take accountability for things, and it's more focused on now than it was maybe 20 years ago. 20 years ago, we kind of know why you didn't vote T.O. in there as many times as you didn't, because he was a dick to you guys. And they still didn't say that. But we were like, ho hum, whatever. Now it's like, well, dude, why? I want to hear you say why. That's what I want to do. I want you to be accountable for what you did. So
I mean, 6 rings. Like, I don't know how you. Like, what third in wins all time, 6 rings. I mean, I don't know how much more you want this guy to do, because I'm pretty sure everyone he's going in with, outside of the 2 guys that won more games than him, don't have the rest of the accolades that he does.
I mean, let's not just say that. I mean, this dude was a general manager. He drafted Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
Come on, man. It's just that's goofy. It's the worst thing I ever heard in my life, man. When I read that, I just looked up because it immediately popped in my head with the guys that were the writers, man. I was like, oh, that's just, man, I couldn't be in professional sports, man. I would lose, my head would split if something like that happened to me, man.
Literally, as soon as I saw he didn't get in, I was like, oh, it was the writers. His media said no.
I mean, I would think the millions of dollars that you made as a sports athlete in a professional venue, you would probably say, F you, and then take your, go home to your nice house and stuff like that. Hey, look at it like this, though. BB, he's got a hot girlfriend, so I think maybe that's another reason why media is jealous, because they're all old hags and they have no hot girlfriend. I don't know.
No, whatever.
I'm
telling you, when you're a perfectionist, or when you're somebody that prides yourself on making a game plan and you're winning because of it, there's no way. And that's the thing. When you're a perfectionist, things are usually in your control. This is out of his control, so it's got to be eating at him. I'm telling you, I know it is. It's just what piss me the freak off. I'm a man, because you can't control that.
He's mad.
Oh, without a doubt.
I mean, he wanted to stay to get the all-time win record. So these things matter to him.
Right. Exactly.
He was I think they did kind of like when they came out that he didn't make it, he was kind of perplexed about the whole situation.
Oh, he
too.
said that. Yeah, that'd be perplexing.
Yeah.
Just it's what he's saying, but we
Yeah.
have to get the Obama interpreter. He probably said, "I'm pissed the fuck off."
Right.
For real though. Yeah.
On that note, and the shaming
Oh,
of
did I
Bill
know that? That's
Belichick for the
Bob
Hall of Fame.
Wow.
But this concludes our show. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for everybody out there in the comment section. Thank you to Bo and James. Keith is on his vacation, so he'll be back soon. Have a good time out there, Keith, if you're watching. Everybody else, have a good evening. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Thank you.